Stop making me like you.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 moments that made us love Florence Pugh.
And just like that, I'm a cactus legend.
For this list, we're looking at performances, interviews, and pop culture moments that made us fall for Florence. What made you love Pugh? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, commencing her breakout year, Fighting with My Family. Many bought a ticket because The Rock is on the poster. However, walking out of this sports biopic, everyone asked the same question. Who was that actress playing Soraya Paige Beavis? Well, maybe not everyone asked this, as Pugh already had several stellar performances under her belt.
My name is Paige, and this is my house now!
This is the role that launched the year of Florence Pugh, though, marking her ascension into A-lister territory. Fighting with My Family not only demonstrated Pugh's ability to carry a film, but also served as a showcase for her dramatic and comedic range, not to mention her potential as an action star. Like Paige, Pugh established herself as a true original. After seeing these two meet in real life, we want a buddy comedy starring both of them.
Paige's time with the NXT is over.
Okay.
Because tomorrow night, she'll make her debut live on Raw.
Number 9, shining through the controversy, Don't Worry Darling. The behind-the-scenes drama surrounding Don't Worry Darling has largely overshadowed the film itself, which received a mixed critical response.
There are only so many different stories that we're told. We're told what we remember. Until we try to remember things that they want us to forget.
While the film has its problems, Pugh isn't one of them. If anything, Pugh and the below-the-line artists do most of the heavy lifting in this psychological thriller. Pugh plays Alice, a suburban housewife whose seemingly idyllic life starts to feel more like navigating through Wonderland. Even as the ambitious story starts to take predictable turns, Pugh makes us want to follow Alice's climb up the rabbit hole to see what's on the other side.
Do you even know what the Victory Project actually is? Have you ever asked?
Do you? Is that why you went out there? To headquarters?
Her performance is bold, passionate, and endearing, showing how the right actress can sometimes elevate an entire production. The controversy is fascinating, but Pugh's work should also be a talking point.
I've been waiting for someone like you, someone to challenge me.
Number 8, her cactus Berry. Whether playing guitar on YouTube or lighting up Instagram with her fashion, Pugh is a social media butterfly. Pugh can even make her followers genuinely invested in a cactus. On her Insta stories, Pugh revealed that her cactus, who she named Berry somewhere down the line, was ill.
Ooh, poor little cactus.
If anybody knows how I can save his life, I will really appreciate any advice. I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
Rather than call a cactus doctor, which is apparently a real thing, Pugh performed surgery herself. As Barry's condition worsened, Pugh put him back under the butter knife with more coming off the top.
Barry, I am very sorry. Oh, babe, you're not making this easy. I feel like I'm chopping into you. Because I am.
As funny as the Barry saga is, you also get a sense that Pugh is sincerely trying to grow as a cactus mother. Pugh has also welcomed other cacti into the family, and nobody was more ecstatic when she got a BAFTA nomination.
From me and my cacti, thank you for my BAFTA nomination!
Number 7, her mom hanging with Snoop Dogg, Jimmy Kimmel Live. You thought Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart had an unlikely friendship? Well, apparently Pugh's mother is also pretty tight with Snoop. When Pugh was up for an Academy Award, she brought her mom and dad to the ceremony.
They're just pure havoc. They're like, it was like wrangling toddlers the entire week. I was more of the wrangler than they were.
At Madonna's after-party, Pugh grew concerned when her mom went missing. Eventually, Pugh found her mother crawling, revealing that she was hanging out with Snoop Dogg. Since this is Snoop we're talking about, Pugh knew what hanging out is code for. Pugh's father was also acting like a kid at a college party, connecting with all the celebrities.
He spins me around and it's Noel Gallagher. And I look at my dad. I'm like, Dad, that's not your friend. That's Noel Gallagher. You just met him.
Pugh had to step up as the adult, taking her parents home. There needs to either be a reality show about Pugh's parents or a sitcom based on them.
They go into a party and then they just separate, and then they come back with as many friends on each. They basically like bet to each other how many cool people they met.
Number 6, being a foodie. We also need a cooking show hosted by Pugh. Just as her father is a restaurateur, Pugh, quote, occasionally cooks.
My family and I are big on the food front, and my dad is the king of the kitchen, so at no point can you don the stove when he's donning the stove.
Scrolling through her Instagram, Pugh's passion for cuisine is evident. The only thing that makes us hungrier than seeing Pugh pose with food is listening to her talk about it. You don't really need visual accompaniment when Pugh discusses what she eats in a day. Her words alone paint a vivid portrait that makes our mouths water.
Then I'm gonna do, depending on what mood I'm in, I always like a bit of feta in my salad, so I'm gonna crumble the feta, olive oil, nice olive oil, I'm not cooking olive oil, and then maybe some rice wine vinegar or some white wine vinegar.
Pugh not only loves cooking, but tickling her taste buds as well. Observing Pugh eat through 11 English dishes is almost as satisfying as chowing down ourselves. If we could spend a day with Pugh, we'd either want to go on a food tour or just chill in her kitchen.
That's what I want for din-dins.
Number 5, hugging Meryl Streep. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Pugh's mom hung out with Snoop Dogg while her dad bonded with Renee Zellweger. Pugh may have had her parents beat, though, being among the select few who's gotten to hug Meryl Streep.
Did you have to, really force yourself to go, it's my aunt, it's not Meryl Streep?
No, I just stared at her like she was Meryl Streep.
As Amy in 2019's Little Women, Pugh starred opposite Streep, who played her Aunt March. Pugh was naturally awestruck watching Streep perform. Maybe even a little intimidated.
I wouldn't say I was scared of her, but she is like a legendary woman. She's someone that all of us know and have watched every single ounce of her works.
Getting her jitters out before one scene, Pugh couldn't help but throw her arms around Streep when she arrived on set. Pugh isn't sure if she'd do that again, but Meryl didn't seem to mind. Pugh also got to see Streep's relatable side when she expressed her craving for fries. Of course, somebody almost immediately appeared with Wendy's, which isn't quite as relatable.
That's when you know you've made it in show business, is when you have your own fry wrangler on hand.
Number 4, becoming our May Queen, Midsommar. 2018's Malevolent marked Florence's foray into horror. Then, in 2019's Midsommar, she delivered one of this genre's most layered performances we've ever seen committed to the screen.
You are our May Queen.
Me? Yes. Why?
You won.
What does that mean?
Pugh is devastating as Dani, a woman who has lost the most important people in her life. The only one left is her boyfriend, although Dani knows deep down that their relationship is not built to last.
Maybe I should just go home.
What? No. I'm just trying to understand.
And I'm trying to apologize.
And I don't need an apology. I don't. I just wanted to talk about it. That's all.
Rather than rip off the Band-Aid, Midsommar follows Dani through the 5 stages of grief and the stages of a breakup, which share a fair deal of common ground. Dani's breakup is unlike any other, though, as she blossoms from a withered flower to a thriving garden. Pugh keeps us emotionally grounded in Ari Aster's surreal nightmare before finally accepting the madness. Number 3, telling off body shamers. Few stars have lit up the red carpet with more stunning and diverse looks as of late than Pugh. The sheer pink dress she wore to a 2022 Valentino event was among her most daring looks yet, flawlessly beaming with confidence. Pugh was well aware of the outfit's see-through nature, posting, quote, "Technically, they're covered?"
She explains, "I was excited to wear it, not a wink of me was nervous. I wasn't before, during, or even now after."
For all the positive feedback the dress generated, there were haters who criticized Pugh's body. Pugh wasn't afraid to fire back at the vulgar body shamers who harass complete strangers online. She went on to write about learning to love her physique, and those who inspired her to, quote, "find power in the creases of her body." Pugh is inspiring other women to let it free, and in more ways than one.
Grow up. Respect people. Respect bodies. Respect all women. Respect humans. Life will get a whole lot easier. I promise.
Number 2, being iconic as Yelena Belova, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. For years, Marvel fans asked, when is Natasha Romanoff getting her own movie? While we finally got it in 2021, Black Widow left us with another question. When are we gonna see Yelena again?
Anytime now, please. Shut up.
Pugh steals the show as Natasha's sister, putting on a Russian accent that could have come off as over the top. However, Pugh not only nails the dialect, but her line delivery is pitch perfect. As badass as Yelena is, our favorite moments are her down-to-earth comments about her sister's habits.
This thing that you do when you whip your hair when you're fighting with the arm and the hair, and you do like a fighting pose. It's a fighting pose. You're a total poser.
Nat meets a tragic fate that saves her sister, allowing Yelena to share a mac and cheese dinner with Kate Bishop. We'd watch a whole show just about those two.
Thank God I didn't kill you up there.
You kill me again. Oh, Kate Bishop, you are so funny.
Yelena will return in Thunderbolts, but when is she getting a solo movie? Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Playing Catherine Lester, Lady Macbeth, Pugh kills in her first lead role.
Do you love me?
Of course.
Do you adore me?
Of course.
Could you do without me?
Her hair dyeing accident. Pugh turns red over going blue.
Feeling pretty silly, but just trying to channel my younger self when I wished I could have blue hair. And I'm I'm slightly at peace with it.
Her new shallow lyrics. Something to sing while swimming.
I'm in the deep end, splishing and splashing. I don't need armbands now.
Her friendship test with ScarJo. These two have spot-on chemistry on screen and off.
I just loved making salads, and Scarlett was like, here, have some of this garlic gazpacho before we do a scene that's so close that maybe instead of acting tears, you can just smell each other's breath.
Well, I didn't want to be the only one. That was actually just selfish for me.
Whenever she's with Timothée Chalamet. Is Dune Part 2 out yet?
And this one as well?
Yeah, come on.
Would you want to?
Like, there's clearly a hint here.
That was a non-answer.
Yes.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Her first Oscar-nominated role, Little Women. Pugh's breakout year culminated with a performance that would garner her a Best Supporting Actress nomination. Amy is among the harder Little Women characters to cast, as she can come off as whiny, spoiled, and even infuriating. Seriously, what she does to Joe's book is hard to forgive. Yet the audience does forgive Amy, and not just because of her skating accident. Pugh and writer-director Greta Gerwig make Amy sympathetic, charming, and relatable to modern women without doing a complete 180. Although Amy's desire to marry rich can seem shallow, her reasoning is surprisingly layered, showing that maybe there was more to this character all along.
And if I had my own money, which I don't, that money would belong to my husband the moment we got married. And if we had children, they would be his, not mine. They would be his property. So don't sit there and tell me that marriage isn't an economic proposition, because it is.
Thanks to Pugh, Amy goes from being the worst to being one of this timeless story's best.
I want to be great or nothing, and I will not be some commonplace dauber, and I don't intend to try anymore.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.